Well, hello everybody. I thought I'd get on here and do a quick video before it gets totally dark. Anyhow, it's about 8:45, I think. Anyhow, I'm gonna go down and lock up my chickens. I went to town today and bought some fence posts, some electric fence posts, fiberglass ones, and they were on sale at Fleet Farm for $249. I think they're regular $289 or $298, I don't remember, but they were on sale for $249, so I saved a little bit of money. And I bought some of that poly electric rope, or poly, yeah, I think they just call it poly rope. It's got the wires in it for electric fencing. Anyhow, I bought some of that, and I already have the electric fencer, but I still end up spending darn near $300 on post and that poly rope. So I'm gonna fence off my lower pasture here down below my house so Avon and probably Raleigh can run and keep the weeds down and the grass and stuff, because otherwise it just gets overgrown. Too big for me to mow with my riding lawnmower. So anyways, I gotta get that fenced off so they can start grazing it and keep the weeds down. As you see, I got a coat on because it's cold. There's a frost advisory. There's been a frost advisory for the last several nights. We had frost this morning, and I'm wanting it to warm up so I can get my garden planted. I don't have my potatoes in the ground. I got my seed potatoes. I went and bought them here a week ago. And Baumgars and Onwa only had 2 bags left. They had Yukon Gold, and they had, I don't remember the other kind. It was a red potato, but anyhow, I don't even remember what kind it was, but I like the Yukon Gold, and I happened to get the last bag. It was crazy. I think last year, same situation. Called down there and ended up they only had 1 bag left of Yukon Gold. They had 3 bags last year, and I ended up getting the very last bag of Yukon Gold, and that's the way it was this year. But it's just been too cold to get the garden tilled and get stuff in the ground, so I'm holding off. About 3 or 4 years ago, everybody's gung-ho. We had really nice weather. Everybody hurried up and planted their gardens, and I didn't. I held off. My wife kept after me about getting my tomato plants put in the ground. I said I will in due time. Ended up getting a bad frost, a late frost, and killed everybody's tomato plants. I hadn't even got mine in the ground at the time. And of course everybody's scrambling, going back to the stores to get tomato plants to replant, and they were all sold out. So a lot of people didn't have tomatoes that year, but I did, because I waited, and that's why I've been waiting. I got my tomato plants now and some cabbage plants, but I haven't got them in the ground yet. Just holding off, waiting until the warm weather gets here. I just keep taking care of them, have them sit in the house, but might end up having to repot them, pot them in some tubs or something, keep them in the house, and then take them out from there and replant them in the ground once the ground temperatures get up and the frost quits coming around. I got a rooster I keep looking at. He's sitting on top of the chicken house. I gotta grab and put him in, so you're gonna have to hang on 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I have 2 roosters with a dozen hens, and of course the one acts like, well, the one I just put away, he was the boss because he initially had been with the hens. And then I had my old rooster. He was in the other chicken house with all the other spare roosters I have that I'm going to be butchering. And anyhow, I got my old rooster out and put with these hens. Well, the littler rooster chased the big rooster around for the first few weeks, and then finally, I don't know what happened, but now the big older rooster runs the roost now, and the little one, most of the time I have to come down here and get him put in the chicken house before I lock it up at night so coons don't get him. But he's always sitting on the top of the chicken house, and he lets me pick him up. He don't mind being handled. I can pick him up and he don't squawk or anything, and I just put him in the chicken house and he's good. Anyhow, I wanted to let you know. You never know what's going on around my place. Avon come in heat on the, 27th, which was right on time. I knew that's last time she was in heat was on the 6th, and I told my wife they can go as early as 18 days and as late as 24 days to come in heat. But most generally it's 21. And of course, a lot of you know I got Raleigh, the new bull. And so, anyhow, so starting 24th, I was watching him and Avon, and he wasn't riding or anything, so I knew she wasn't in heat. And lo and behold, 27th, which is 21 days, she come in heat. So he tried doing his business, and I'm assuming he got it done. Of course, she went out of heat. Now she'll be back in heat if she didn't get bred on the 18th of May. So I got to keep an eye on her then. I'm hoping she don't come back in heat. If she does, we'll let him have his second chance. But yeah, you know, last year when I brought my brother's bull over, Taco, he tried breeding the first time, didn't get her bred. The next month, or well, 21 days later, she come in heat again. And then the third month, about 3 days before she was due to come back in heat, if she hadn't gotten bred, I took him home. I brought my brother's other bull that he had at the time, Stu. I brought him over as backup, but she never come back in heat, so I knew Taco had gotten her. Well, that's the same situation here. I gotta wait till the 18th and see if she comes in heat. If she does, well, let's Raleigh have at her again. But if she don't come in heat, that way I know she got bred when she don't come in. And I'm hoping she don't, because spent $1,400 on the bull and just a little over $300 in fuel going over and getting him, and over in Moscow, Iowa. So $1,700, just over $1,700 invested. And I hate to think I got a bull that's sterile. Never wasn't tested, so you're always taking that chance. But what I was going to tell you, you never know what's going on. I have a boar pig. Here's one that I come out of one of my litters from my old boar. And anyhow, he's running around here. He got out here a while back, and I haven't taken the time to get him caught back up and put in a pen. But I'm down here doing my evening chores and watering the pigs and stuff. And matter of fact, right there's the boar. I don't know if you can see him or not. Staring right at us. I hope I'm picking him up on camera. A darn thing. Anyhow, I hope I got him on there for you. But anyhow, he's running around. I gotta get him caught. But I have right here this sow here, and of course my other sows over there in those pens. But anyhow, this one here, she was a little gilt that I had. Actually, she's one of that pig's babies from several litters ago. She's, I don't know, she's probably 2 years old, I think. I've never bred her, but I'm going to flip this camera around and try getting a view for you of something. Hold on just 1 minute. Look at that in there. You see that? There's 7 babies. They're up walking around, so they're several days old anyhow. They're getting around really good. Yeah. Unbelievable. Hang on a minute, I'll flip this camera around again. Anyways, unbelievable. That dang boar somehow, sometime, jumped in this pen with these two, with this gilt and that sow. And apparently that spotted gilt, well, she's a sow now because she had babies, but that gilt must have been in heat and he got her bred. But she's got 7 nice looking babies. 4 of them are spotted and the other 3 are black, but I noticed one of the black ones anyhow has some white on its back feet. Now see, my pigs are American guinea hogs. American guinea hogs are a black hog. But if you're wondering where the spotted one come from, those sows I have, the lady I bought had gotten them from. Actually, my son went and picked them up. She had said they're American guinea hogs, but they're crossed. She says they have a little Idaho pasture pig blood in them, but just a small amount. Well, it wasn't until probably the second litter when my sows, I used to have 5 sows, I'm down to 3, but originally I had 5 sows. And it wasn't until the second litter of them sows before any of them threw any spotted pigs. And ever since then, they've been throwing spotted pigs. But, yeah. And I kept that one spotted pig, that gilt. And, anyhow, so she's throwing the Idaho pasture pig colors, the spotted pigs. But isn't that crazy? I didn't know she's even bred, but what's crazy is she's been really fat. I feed my pigs pretty good, and they're a lard type pig anyhow, and they got a lot of belly fat. And I don't know, last week or so, I thought, man, her belly's really dragging, and I thought the boar hasn't been in with her, so she ain't bred. Well, apparently he got in there and bred her 3 months and say 3 weeks ago, because there, I got the light on by the front door. Anyhow, apparently he got in there and bred her, because I have 7 nice looking babies. So yep, when you don't see him getting in there jumping that pen, he got in and got out apparently, and pretty sneaky. I'm gonna have to call him Sneaky Pete. I'm gonna have to load him up and take him to sale barn or something. But anyhow, I just wanted to throw that out there. Show you those pigs. I just discovered them just a little bit ago before it got dark. It's down there watering the pigs, and I thought I heard a baby pig, and I'm looking around, and it was one of them outside that hut that they're in. But anyhow, I want to tell you, my mom's doing good after she got that pacemaker. Like I told you, I went to town, got fence posts, gonna get my electric fence put up, and I don't know what else to tell you. Other than everything's good, except for my back went out on me yesterday, but I just keep going and moving around, and it's a little sore. When I lay down, I get up, I'm stiff, and it hurts really bad, but once I get moving around, I can pretty much keep going. Anyhow, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll see y'all later, and don't forget I love you. Bye.